الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah for allowing us to reach this night. Alhamdulillah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase us and bless us and raise us and to accept from us our ibadah. Secondly, I'm a little late for your fundraiser, right? I was supposed to be at your fundraiser a few months ago, and I promised Sheikh Hamdi that I would be there, and unfortunately there was a mistake. So I promised Brother Samar that I would make it. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wallahi, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed us to fulfill our promises. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen.
What's the second? Because someone he blocked someone and removed with him.
Yeah, this is beyond my skill set.
Someone with a Dodge Ram truck is blocking someone that wants to leave. Please remove it as soon as possible. There's an emergency. Dodge Ram truck, the plate number is 46672P3. Repeat, there's a Dodge Ram truck that wants to move, inshallah, as soon as possible. Gray car, silver, inshallah.
So alhamdulillah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has brought us together. The community here in Hawthorne, where I gave a lecture like 25 years ago, one of the first times actually I ever gave a lecture in public, alhamdulillah, barakallahu feek. And that is that just yesterday on my Facebook wall, I wrote, I'm speaking now on my own behalf, not on behalf of the nonprofit, to protect you from tax liability. You know, I wrote something disparaging President Biden, specifically over the continued genocide that we're witnessing happening to the people of Gaza. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala free them and give them liberty in the occupation. And Gaza has a special place in the hearts of Muslims. The grandfather of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's buried in Gaza, next to his brother Abd al-Shams. And that's why in the Battle of Tabuk, Ibn Ishaq, he mentions that the Christians of Gaza actually brought some of the belongings of the Prophet's grandfather sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he gave it to Sayyidina Abbas radiallahu anhuma to distribute. Also, the first army that opened a city under the reign of Abu Bakr, which was led by Amr ibn As radiallahu anhuma, was Gaza. The first city that opened was Gaza. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this area of Asqalan, and if you're not Palestinian, like myself, you should teach your children the map of Palestine. They should know the area of Palestine. That area of Asqalan, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that this is a great place, the best place for ribat. This is the best place to defend the Muslims. And this is the best place to look after the affairs of the Muslims. That's why the grandson of Sayyidina Umar al-Khattab, Zayd, he died there in Ribat. And that's why Imam Sayyidina Sufyan al-Thawri, he would go there and spend 40 days in Ribat, in that area. Imam al-Shafi'i is Ghazawi. وَإِنِّي الْمُشْتَقٌ إِلَى غَزَّةٍ خَانَأْنِي بَعْدَ تَفَرُّقِي وَكِتْمَانِي. He wrote a poem about Gaza, although he was raised in Mecca. Sayyidina Imam Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani is from Gaza. Some of the greatest books in the Hanafi madhab, especially in Usul al-Fiqh, were written in Gaza. In fact, some of our teachers in the Azhar, they used to say to us, Gaza munbitul ulama wal arifin billah. This is the place where like you seed scholars and the knowers of Allah. So I wrote about this president. Today we see the Republicans threatening to censor him in Congress for asking for something for which there's no moral dilemma, a ceasefire. And immediately people begin to comment in a way that sort of struck me as odd. And they said, for example, then who are we going to turn to if we don't turn to Sleepy Joe? Who will protect the affairs of the Muslims if we don't support such and such candidate? And I was reminded of an incident that happened in the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was resting alayhi salatu wassalam, and there was a bounty on his head, and a man stood in front of him with a sword, and the Prophet woke up and he said to the Prophet, who will protect you now? Who will protect you now? Who will you turn to? And the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah. So this is my answer to weak Muslims who are scared about, is it Biden or getting trumped by the orange freak? You only have Allah. And if you're worried about this or that, and you forget Allah, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُم. Don't be like those who forgot Allah. So perhaps this is a great moment for us to be reformatted and reminded that we should never put our full trust in anyone except Allah and our ummah. Have you ever seen so much unity amongst Muslims like you saw since October 7th? That's why Shawqi says very beautifully, you know, لما أتم نوح السفينة وحركت القدرة المعينة جرى بها ما لا جرى بباري فمات على الموج كالجبال حتى مشى الليث مع الحمار وأخذ القط بأيد الفاري. Ahmed Shawqi in this long poem about the ark of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, and how the storm began to cause it to be moved back and forth, and it was so terrifying that even the cat and the mouse became brothers, and the donkey and the lion became homies. The lesson is فَقِسْ عَلَى ذَلِكَ أَحْوَالَ الْبَشَرِ إِذْ شَمِلَ الْمَحْذُورُ وَعَمَّ الْخَطَرِ. He says, rahimahullah, that's how people should be. When they face tests, they should be unified. We're reminded, it's not Biden, it's not Trump, it's not these حُكَّامُ الْفَرَاعِنَ الْمُنَافِقِينَ, it's Allah and Allah. So who will protect you?
Allah.
Allah. And that's why it's important to support Masajid Allah, to support this community. MashaAllah, you're going to buy a golden corral. Shall become a golden maqluba. And isn't it interesting that the people of Maqluba, يُقَلِّبَ الْأَرْضَ وَقَوْمَهَا? Isn't it interesting that the people of Maqluba, who love to eat what's upside down, are turning the world upside down? Subhanallah. People who have nothing, no power, no authority. For you young people, Bismillah. Young people in the audience out here tonight, I see you out in the parking lot, I see you in the streets. Wake up, bro. Look at the people in Palestine. Look at the youth in Palestine. I have a friend in Palestine, I called him. He was in Mustashfa Shifa. I called him. Dr. Ahmed. With his family in a room hiding from the IOF. With his teenage kids. You're here in America using your youth for what, bro? To be a gangster, to be a cholo? You should use your youth for Allah. Wake up tonight, man. Turn back to Allah. And he said to me, man, we actually dodged sawarikh. I can't imagine it. We dodged bombs, dabbabat. We had to hide from tanks with 2-year-old children, 13-year-old kids. And we in America, we arguing over spicy food, not spicy food, who's gonna park here, this. So this is a moment of incredible exposure. Exposing the hypocrites in and outside of the ummah, exposing the commitment we have to one another as an ummah, the commitment we have to Allah, and then finally the support of our institutions. in America as we move forward in this difficult election year. It's going to be tough. The stronger our institutions are, the stronger we create local political relationships, down ballot relationships, inshallah, the better off we'll be. So I came quickly, all the way from Orange County. I have to go back again. May Allah forgive me. Just to fulfill my promise to Sheikh that I will come. Because I love this community, alhamdulillah. But then to encourage you to support tonight, the 27th night, this masjid. Who will protect you? Allah.
Allah, inshallah.
And the way to لا يتم الواجب إلا به واجب يعني. We have to build institutions to protect ourselves. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise you. And I want to encourage you to donate generously tonight to the masajid. Barakallahu feekum. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala Sayyidina Muhammad.
تكبير تكبير الله أكبر جزاك الله خير